Now, let us say we want to use more than one layer style together on one image. I have shown you how to use each one individually, but let us see how it will look like if we use them more than one together. So, if I say, for instance, I do bevel and emboss, and I make it much lighter, and I decrease the size, and again, this goes back to you on what you like, and let's play together. And I will do cover overlay to give the sky more of a deeper blue color, and I will give an outer glow to my effect, and as you can see it's apparent here. And also I will give it a drop shadow which gives more depth to the picture here. Now if you look at the picture, there's a very thin white line between the picture and the drop shadow, and that is because of the outer glow. Now if I remove it, this is what it will look like. This is totally up to you which one you want to use with what. If I give it a stroke, and for instance I will give the stroke 50% black, and I will do the size of the stroke 1, and let's say I'll do it from the inside, and I decrease the opacity of it. If I press OK, as you could see, this is how the picture will look. Of course, it doesn't look that good with the blue underneath it. So if I remove it and put it like this, and maybe hide the layer of the blue, this is how the picture will look with the effects. I could still manipulate and change certain things here. These are all the effects I have given this picture under the layer river. So I want to see what this picture looks like without the stroke. Maybe I remove the outer glow. Okay, and this is how the picture will look with the effects I've given it. If I write the size here, if you're wondering how I'm increasing or decreasing the size, bottom left here there's 100%. If I write 120 and press enter, it will make it look bigger. It only makes it look bigger on the screen. It is still the same size and everything. Alright, 140. Now I want to see how this picture looked the river before I did the effects. Quite simply, I right click on the layer and I say duplicate layer. Let me find it first. There it is. So I have two of these pictures. I will take this one for instance, or the river copy, whatever layer I want to work on. I have to make sure that this layer is light gray. That means it's selected. And I move the picture. I don't like the red underneath the picture here. I could hide the layer. It is still there. It's just hidden. And if I click on the eyes of the effects, it will show me how this picture looked when I first got it and after I put a certain amount of effects using the layer styles. And I'm sure you will agree with me that using the bevel emboss, the stroke, the color, the outer glow, and the drop shadow, it has given it more of a depth. To be honest with you, I want to remove the bevel and emboss. If you notice, before, after, before, after, before. And if you look at the color overlay, before it looked like this, and with the color overlay of a certain amount of blue tint. Okay, no, you should correct me there. I did not use blue because there was no magenta in it. I only used the cyan. So with the cyan tint, I have a much better sky, but I have a problem that the buildings are not as sharp as before. So how do I make this change? Quite simply by start using a tool called a selection tool. But before I show you that, let me show you how we could do the same effects even on pictures without layers, without pictures. If I have the red and blue here and I double click on the blue, if I give it a drop shadow, bevel and emboss, but I will increase the depth of and I press OK, it is very apparent how much deeper it looks. I could duplicate the layer, so it will be called blue copy. Okay, so I want the red below the blue. I remove the red layer, and what we had before of two blue pictures or two blue selections with the effects, I have given it a far more modern looking tile effect. You have to continue playing with the red, the layers. You have to continue playing with the layer styles because this is the only way you could actually become better at it. And I'm sure if you practice enough, you'll become better than myself. Now, if I click on, now let me first cancel this and move this picture higher. And maybe increase the size of it on the screen. If I click on the pattern overlay, I could play with the amount of, I'm trying to make you see the effect immediately. The more I play with this, the more of a set different effect you get on it. Obviously I increased, it's looking ugly now. It's amazing what kind of style and design you could create with just a red box and nothing else. Now, if I press OK, and I like this. I like what I've seen. I have the blue here, if you remember. Or let's see the other one. I have the blue here. Now I like the effect what I've done on the red tile. I wonder how it will look if I did it on the blue. You don't have to open the red style and copy it to the blue. All you have to do is right click on the red, copy layer style, go to the blue, paste layer style. It will automatically pick up whatever you did as a style on that particular layer. It will photocopy it identical on the other layer. So let us go to this layer. As you can see with this blue layer, I created this effect. So if I right click, copy layer style, I don't need to see this layer anymore. I'll go to the red layer and I do paste layer style. It will automatically take the exact style, the embossing, the drop shadow, the pattern, whatever it is. It will take it automatically and put it on that particular style. Now, let's go to this picture. Now, if I do paste style, would it work? Of course it worked. It doesn't look as nice, but it worked. So, let me do it again. I'll take the blue. Was it this blue? No, I think it was this blue. Copy layer style. Paste layer style. And I will enlarge it for you to see. Copy layer style. Paste layer style. It will work on anything. Of course it looks ugly, but I'm just showing you that if you create a style and you like the style of whatever it is, embossing, color lay, outer glow, drop shadow, whatever it is that you want, if you copy the style, you could actually paste it on any other picture that you want. If we come to here, remember this picture we took originally? We duplicate the layer because we never work on the background layer, if you remember. If you paste layer style, paste layer style, it will automatically paste it on that particular layer. On any image that you intend to use, let's open another image. We will go to this original file, and here I like the effect bevel, emboss and drop shadow. I copy layer style. I go to this picture, and of course, you remember, we first have to duplicate the layer because we never work on the original picture. And you right click, paste layer style, and it did work. But how come you don't see it? You could see a little bit here in the corner, but that's it. If I do Command Z or Control, before, after, there's hardly any change. And that is why, because there is no canvas, there is no paper, there is nothing around the picture for it to put the style on. So if I press image, canvas size, the canvas size is the actual size of the paper. Pretend you're painting a drawing. When you're painting, you first get a canvas and then you paint on it. The same thing here. The canvas is the same size as the picture. So I want to make the canvas bigger by keeping exactly the same picture, size of the picture. So the canvas is 30 centimeter width now. I will say I increase it by 10 centimeters, I'll make it 40. And of course, depending on your country region, you can work with inches, pixels, picas, points, whatever you wish. The height of it is 16.9, so I will make it 28. If I leave it as it is now, the increase of the canvas will go all around the picture where it is indicated here by the arrows. The picture you're seeing, your picture, is the small dot in the middle. So if I want to increase the width by 10 centimeters, that means I'm going to increase it by 5 centimeters from the left and right. I'm increasing the height by 10 centimeters. I will increase it by the top and the right. Let me show you. So I've written here 40, 28. I press OK. It has increased it all around. So I did a mistake, as you could see. The canvas now has become blue, not cyan, blue, 100 yellow, 100 magenta. Now, how come it's blue? Because if you look at the bottom here, it is blue. The canvas, the paper is blue. So how do I go back a step, if you remember? Do you remember? Can you remind me? Correct. Control or Command Z. So I've gone back a step. I will click on the blue. And if you remember from our first lesson, how do we achieve white? By not adding any color. So I will give 0 to every single color, and it has become white. Image, canvas size. I will put exactly the same figures again. And I will leave this here, the circle in the middle. I press OK. The increase of the 10 centimeter width and 10 centimeter height has been divided equally between the top, bottom, left and right. Now let's just say I want to only decrease the bottom. Control or Command Z. Canvas size. And I want to increase it only from the right and left and the bottom. I don't want to increase the canvas from the top. I will write the same figures again. And voila. Control Z. Canvas size. I want to increase it like this. I will put 40, 28. It should increase all around except on the bottom right and bottom left. I hope you understand what I'm trying to show you here, and please do practice more and more to be able to master it. So canvas size, go back to what we originally were talking about. I put 40 and 28. I still have the layer I copied, layer style I copied. I'll do it again just in case you've forgotten. This is the bevel and emboss. I click on it, right click, copy layer style. Come to this picture, right click, paste layer style. Excuse me, paste layer style. And voila, it's added the layer, the style as from the other one. I could go here, double click on it, and increase. So I could take the basis of this layer style I did on another image and manipulate it more into something totally different. I don't always have to start from the beginning. And as you have noticed, this is the importance of layers and how you could achieve miraculous things using layers. Now I have my Photoshop is open. I have this file on my Photoshop folder. I have this file on my Photoshop folder, and I have this time my Photoshop folder. Now let's take it from here. With this one, I don't like, to be honest, the effect I did here with the pattern overlay. So I can either remove it, double click on it, go to the pattern overlay and change the pattern to whatever it is I want. Press OK. Or I could right click on the layer and click Clear Layer Style. Right click again, paste layer style. Or if I'm desperate totally, I take the picture, the layer, I drag it all the way to the trash at the bottom, I let go, and I'm back with the original picture which you see here. And this is all we'll talk about in this lesson, about the importance of layers and the power of layers. Please do not forget to practice, because as they say, practice makes perfect. Thank you very much. See you soon.